Hello, all my inspirational tea sippers. This is Shantae, and I'm coming back to you guys with another video. Y'all, I got this big old cameo on from that Shein haul, but let's do a story time. So I'm up, the kids are asleep, and let's just not let this beat go to waste. So let's do a story time about how I stayed with a cheater for years and years and years and years, right? Okay, so he is no longer with us. God rest his soul. He has, um, the Lord has called him home. I am actually the one who found him dead, and I'll talk about that. Me and his grandmother, but I literally busted in the window. But me and his grandmother found him dead. So he is no longer with us. But I want to just kind of start touching so you guys can just kind of get to know me a little bit more. So let's get into the story time. Okay, y'all. So I met him when I was 12 years old, right? Little chat line, party line or whatever. It wasn't nothing. We would meet up at the park. When I first met him, meet him at the park. And I remember like the very first time I met him, like he was this really, really big guy. Like probably about 400 pounds by the time I met him. So when I first saw him with my cousin, I'm like, oh my gosh. And like, I just took off running. You know what I mean? Like after I saw him, like, no way. Like this is crazy. So after I get home and then he called me like, why'd you take off running? Ooh, like I'm just like, freaked me out, like what? I'm young. I think he was only in junior high too, but I'm like, he was a really, really big boy. And it just kind of shocked me and I was just overwhelmed with everything. Like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? So long story short, we continued to talk. We continued to talk. It was mainly over the phone, because I'm really young at this point. But we're talking, and like years are going by, right? Years are going by. We boyfriend and girlfriend. Like this is my boyfriend, only boyfriend who I have really ever been with my entire life at this point. Like so, okay, so we're like together or whatever, and so he's like in high school. I'm in junior high. This is the guy who I was telling you like how I got started with like learning what drugs was and like because he was a dope boy. So and I was the one at home, so he would teach me about the customers who would come home. I did the story time on that with me and my homegirl. Like that's how I got started. This is with him, right? So he's a dope boy. He's gone. He's paying for me to go to medical school. Like I'm at home. I got like all the cars, the cutlasses, the glass houses, the El Caminos, like I got access to all of this stuff, like literal access to like pots of money that's just sitting in the house. Like, but that stuff don't mean nothing, because he was not faithful at all. So okay, I knew this lifestyle that he was living, right? But at the same time, like every time it would be like instances like a girl would call me and be like, I was with your dude, whatever. And they would like describe everything. Like they described the car, because like he was so big to where his car, like the seat had been broken from the pressure, and like he would have to have like a crate or something like bricks in the back to like hold it up. Like this is how like my 600-pound life for real. But I was so in love with him. He was my first love. Y'all know how it is. He was my first love. He was super duper funny. You know what I mean? And he just provided me with everything. And he felt like, he even told me this out of his own mouth. He felt like after my mom passed away, he felt like he had to be that father figure, that like financial figure. Like he had to take care of me. Like that was his responsibility. Like, so it was kind of like, it was a toxic relationship. It was really, really toxic. So like women would call, or like his little sister, and like we are still family right now to this day. Like all his brothers and sisters, his grandma, like she still looks at me as if I am one of her own. Every time I touch town, I'm over there sitting with her, laughing, talking. Like we are real life brothers and sisters. Or she would call me and be like, my brother, it's not right. I love you so much. He talking to this woman, he's talking to that one, but he will always deny it, right? So every time a situation would come up, and, we fighting, I'm fighting. Well, I'm fighting. I'm beating him up. Why you cheating on me? He like, I ain't cheating on you. They lying. Woo, woo, you got all this. Woo, they lying. Every time, every situation, it was always another woman. It was always other women. They lying. So I had never been pregnant by him. I didn't even have my first child until I was like 23 years old. So this whole entire time, no kids or nothing. We just in this relationship, right? Toxic relationship. But I'm in love with him. This is my love. This is my boo. This is my thing. We live together. We doing the thing or whatever. So he would always lie. Years, just lie. The girls would come by, like put potatoes inside the exhaust of the cars, and just like it was just a big mess, like all the time. Like, come over there, meet me here. We'll be hopping out, like getting into arguments and fights and all of this, right? He no. Everybody know about you. You my girl. This, that, or the other, right? So years is going by. So finally, like, I think this is like the 10th year, the 11th year, maybe like that, because we was together for like 13 years. So this is like the 11th year, the 12th year. So a situation happened where it was a girl. It was the same girl from like years ago. I'm like, why is this girl constantly coming up? Like, you saying that you're not with her. She describing your car. She describing what you had on when you left. Like, she in details about where y'all went. You taking her out to eat. Y'all doing this or, that, this or the other, right? But you steadily lying. But this is a constant girl. It's other women in between, but this girl is like a constant, right? No. So after a while, I'm like, man, just tell me. He was just like, okay. I'm like, just tell me the truth. Just tell me the truth. Just tell me the truth. He was like, okay. 12 years later, okay. It's true. This is what I do. He just basically told me we would break up in between times. He done bought me my first car, like all this stuff. Like, I would break up with him, leaving, whatever. And after all these years, he like finally forget. It's true. This is what he tell me. He looked me dead in my eyes. Look, you are my main girl. Everybody knows about you. Everybody knows you're the main girl. We live together. You got all the cars. You got the apartment. That's plushed out. You drive all my cars. Like, everybody knows that you're the one. I don't spend money on these girls. I probably take them out to eat or whatever. We knew what whatever was, but that's it. Like, they know about you, like everything. So, like, if you want to know the truth, like, this is my truth. Like, you got everything. So what do you want to do? You guys, when I tell you, even though I knew it was true, all those times that we were arguing, or another girl would come into the picture, or I would find out about somebody else, and like I would see like these envelopes behind his bed too. Ed Jagels. I'm like, who is Ed Jagels, and why is he getting mail from Ed Jagels? Like, I had no idea. Young, naive, like, who is Ed Jagels? Like, had no idea. But come to find out later on, Ed Jagels was the paternity test guy that was in Bakersfield, California at the time, that would do the paternity test or, whatever, whatnot. So he tells me it is what it is. Like, so what do you want to do? And I'm just like, oh my goodness. Even though I knew it was true from all the other women and the encounters that I had had and found out about, to hear it come out of his own mouth, like, okay, yes, man, it hurt me so bad. And he was like, okay, but what do you want to do? And I was so broken as a little girl, so hurt, so damaged, so, didn't even know what a real healthy relationship looked like. This is my first love, person that I'm with. This is who I'm with after my mom passed. He kind of like just took over financially, like he's taking care of me. Like, this is my man. It's like, this is. And so he asked me, right then and there, like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I'll stay. I decided to stay. I stayed with him knowing, the truth. And when I think about it now, I'm just like, oh my goodness. Like, how broken, how broken do you have to be to stay with somebody who is cheating on you? Like, what? Like, you can't love yourself and always like, oh, I'm big, I'm plus size, I'm big and beautiful, and I'm it. Girl, no, you're not. Sit down, because if you felt that way and if you really believe self-love and self-this and self-that, there is no way that you would tolerate and accept somebody telling you, okay, me finding out about this stuff, okay, but him telling you is a completely different ball game. And okay, I'll stay. I'll stay. And I stayed for another few years. I stayed until he passed away. Like, eventually, and I'm gonna get into this too, a story time. He found out about me cheating. At one time I cheated. One time. And I can tell this story time now because the last time I went back to California and I was with his aunts and his sisters and we were all hanging together or whatever, I finally just came out with a lot of stuff that I had been holding in as to what happened toward the end of his death. So I was able to tell them, what happened and kind of like all that stuff, like after all these years. But I mean, I'm just like, how broken do you have to be to stay with somebody who cheats on you? Like, and this now, like he know, like, and when I leave, this is what I'm doing. I'm out there, I'm making money, I'm talking to these brides or whatever. He was like, but they don't mean nothing to me. And, so now, and I'm just like, wow. And so as I got older after his passing and all that, I'm gonna get into the story time. I'm gonna tell you, after I got through all of that, I was just like, there is no way that I would ever in my life stay with another person. Like, I do not care what is going on. I would never stay with another person who cheated on me. Like, I'm not even fully, completely whole and healed yet, but I know for a fact I've never been with a person who was cheated on me after him. Like, no, point blank, period. I'm not dealing with it. I'm not putting up with it. Like, there's zero tolerance, because it's like, I know that there are people out there who can be committed. There are men out there who can be committed. There are men. All men are not cheaters. All men are not dogs. All men are not scandalous. And that's what kind of like the world and like this worldly wisdom type, like, it's impossible to find a guy. That's not true. After him, every guy that I've been with, I've had 3 relationships after him. I have not been cheated on after that. I swore to myself and I promised myself, I said, you will never accept this ever again. Ever again. Ever again. You will never accept it ever again. You are beautiful. You are deserving. You know what I'm saying? To have somebody who is faithful to you. You are deserving to have somebody who cares for you, who loves you and adores you, despite what you guys go through. And you will never go through that again or accept or tolerate. So that is like a boundary, a line I'm not willing to cross. It is set in stone. I will not move it. Even if right now, I've been with my husband for 12 years. Not saying that you would, baby. I know you wouldn't. I know my husband wouldn't cheat on me. No, I already know that for a fact. But if I was to find out, say we've been together 30 years, and I found out about something that happened 5 years ago with him cheating, I'm gone. I'm gone. Like, it's that deep. Oh, well, what for? That was 5 years ago. Y'all been together 30 years. It doesn't matter. The line has been crossed. The border is there. Like, the boundary is there. I don't care if it's 20, 30 years later and I find out. I'm gone. Like, that's how serious it is, because there is no way that you can allow somebody to cheat on you and do all of that crap to you as a broken individual that whole entire time and come out of that and then be willing to accept another. No. You grow, you get older, you become wiser. And I feel sorry for any woman who ever thinks that they have to go through that. And there's a lot of women now out here who feel like they, whatever. I don't know what the situation is. In love, dumb, young, silly, feel like you can't get nobody else, overweight, whatever, baby. That is all a lie. That is all a lie. It's all a lie. It's a lie from the pit of hell. You deserve better. You need better. Your kids, your family, like, they need to see better. And that's just where I'm at with it. It is zero tolerance, you guys. I was cheated on for like 12, the whole time until he passed away. Like, the whole entire time. The whole entire time. And once I found out, like 12 years later, 11 years later, he passed away like a year later, is when I found him dead. But he cheated on me the whole entire time. And after that time, after all them years, he finally admitted, and I still decided to stay as a broken little girl. You know what I mean? As a broken girl, toxic relationships, seeing my dad and my mom just fighting and, all of that stuff, and just, it was just all bad. But I know now, I know better. I know better. And when you know better, you do better. And so I just pray to God that you get the strength to get up and move on, because as long as you stay in something toxic, you will never experience the beauty and what God has for you, because you're stuck in this situation. How can you find your husband, or your the man who was supposed to be for you, if you are stuck in this toxic situation over a man who don't want to grow up, somebody who's young, immature, and broken himself? You know what I mean? So I pray to God that you get the strength to get up, get out, and move on. Do the healing, do the work, so that you can find, the man of your dreams. Like all of this stuff we be seeing on TV, fairy tale weddings, fairy tale, oh, I met the love of my life. Yeah, you know why? Because you put that border, you put that boundary, you said no more. No more. I'm not dealing with this no more. I'm not dealing with this. I'm not dealing with that no more. I refuse. And if anybody comes into my life, this is what you're going to be willing to do. You're going to be sent by God. And if not, I'm done. And that way it creates an atmosphere for who God has for you to come into your life. You know what I mean? So I just pray that you do the work, you get whole and complete. I love you guys. Thank you for having me. Until the next time, inspire, be inspired. I love you guys. God bless you. Good night.